Hi. Just gonna wait a minute to see if anybody joins us here. It's 2 o'clock and I promised I would be on time. So today we are going to work with a celebration item. And for some reason I am getting a lot of glare. I thought I had that under control. Let's see if I move this. There we go. I just moved my iPad a little bit. There we go. Now I don't have any glare. I think it's the way my lighting is set up. I'm going to have to figure something out. So anyway, this is Stamp Scrap Go, and I'm Francine Wilson, your crafting coach. Today we're going to work with Berry Blessings from the Sale-A-Bration catalog. Okay, so I'm going to take that away and move you down to my desktop. This is Sale-A-Bration, and actually we are only doing 2 months this year, and we will be doing 2 more months in July and August. So let's go ahead and get started. We're going to do Berry Blessings. Okay, still figuring out this whole camera thing. There we go. Berry Blessings, and it comes with designer paper, 12 by 12 designer paper, as well as the stamp set, and it's for a $100 purchase. Okay, now this also coordinates with the sweet strawberry bundle that is in our Spring Mini. Oh my goodness, my brain is not functioning. So I just wanted to let you know that that all coordinates, and there's a punch that goes with the bundle. All right, so before we get started with the 2 cards and the projects that I have for you, I'm going to do a quick demonstration, and then I'll show you the papers and everything. And if you use the January host code when you make your purchase, I will send you some bling. Okay? So what I'm going to show you today is how to use the gilded leaf that is on page 33 in our Spring Mini. It has it goes with Art Gallery Bundle. Oh, you know what? I forgot to put on my mic. Let me do that. Okay, hopefully you can hear me better now. All right, so I'm only going to do one of these, but I had these punched out, and I didn't have anything to do with them. So I'm going to show you how to gild them. All right. Oh, I forgot one thing. Give me one. Forgot my Versamark. Okay. I knew I'd forget something. All right. So what we're going to do is we're going to put Versamark all over this. We're just going to stamp it down on it. Actually, I could probably do it better this way. One little pop out that didn't go away. Okay, making sure that the entire thing is covered. All right, and then you're going to use the heat and stick powder. There you go, heat and stick powder. And we're going to just cover it. And we'll put everything, all the leftovers, back into the pot. Okay. But right now, I'm just gonna move that whole thing out of the way. Careful not to spill it. And we're going to use our heat gun and get it hot to melt that. Okay. Just so that it melts the heat and stick powder. And it will stay tacky. Okay, I think that's probably enough. And I see, well, we're not going to worry about it. All right, so then, now this stuff will just explode on you. So be very careful, don't have your fan going. We're just going to go ahead and put little dollops of it everywhere. And we're going to burnish it on with our fingers. And I have a brush here so that when we're done burnishing, we can brush off all the excess. I'm just going to drop it everywhere. And then all you can do is put all the excess back into the pot because it's still good to go. Okay. I may not have had enough. Ooh, that was a big piece. So you may be able to hear my family in the background. They're chatting. I don't have a dedicated space where we can be alone. And I do tell them when I'm going live, but they don't seem to care. So if you hear everything in the background. All right, so I'm going to cover that up. And now we're going to just run this brush over it. Oh, evidently I didn't burnish enough over here. Or I didn't have enough of the ink, which you can go back and re-ink. Let me see if I can get some of this out of the way. You really need a stiffer brush. But once you figure out how much you've got on it, and if you've missed spots, you can go back. Like I've missed spots, evidently. And yeah, you really do need a stiffer brush. More like a stippling brush to do this. See, all of that can go back in the pot. All of that stuff. It is a little bit of work, but it is oh so pretty when it's done. Like I said, a stippling brush would probably do better. I'm just going to move this stuff out of the way. But you get the general idea, and that is a gilded butterfly. Now, this can be used on a card, on the card front, or you can cut the butterflies apart, and that was my dog. I still need to go ahead and get a little more on these little parts here. I evidently didn't have enough, so I will take care of that later, but I just wanted to show you how you could do that. Let me go ahead and move that out of the way. Oh, we got lots of it floating around, and it's going to probably stay floating around. I have it all over the place. Let me cover it up with a piece of paper so it doesn't go flying. Okay. All right, so that is that. Now, if you're doing a card and you want to do just a specific area of the card, you will use your stamp and stamp it into this, and then, but before you do that, you would want to use an embossing buddy. We used to sell these, but now you can get them at any hobby store. So you would want to do that so that it will make sure that nothing else sticks. Okay. And the gilded leafing is $9. This is enough to like last you forever. Okay? Seriously, forever. You only need one unless you gild everything. All right, let's start on my project. So the project that we have is the True Love boxes. Hold on, let me find it. The True Love boxes from the Love You Always suite. Okay, it is number 4 on page 11, and it's $9. You get 10 boxes. So you can use these for birthdays. You can use them as treat boxes. You can use them as party favors, that kind of stuff. All right. So what I'm going to show you is first how to put the box together. All right. So it comes in 2 pieces, and this is the cover. And then here is the actual box. So first thing you want to do is go ahead and bend on all of your folds. And I'm going to use my bone folder. Just to make sure that I get a good crease. And yeah, that one goes in and this one goes out. Okay, and then this one goes in and this one goes out and out. All right, so it's very easy to put this box together. First you're going to do is fold the little flaps in, right? So you've got this box, and then you're going to take one side flap and the other side flap and fold them in, right? And then you're going to take the front, which is the smaller side, and fold that in, and then that goes in there. And there you have a box, and it has a little tab in here so that it sticks. And there you have your box. Now you can fit 4 Ferrero Rochers in here. You could fit probably quite a bit of Ghirardelli's, Hershey Kisses, whatever you want in here. So what we're going to do is cover the box with the Berry Blessings paper. And in order to do that, we are going to get this paper, and I will have all of the measurements on my blog. All right, now I cut this paper at 10 by 3, and this paper is 10 by 2 and 7/8. So you're going to have just a tiny sliver on both sides, and you want to make sure that that is how it goes all the way, and it doesn't matter about the ends. All right, now I try to kind of figure out where my creases are going to go, and then kind of burnish them a little bit. So I'm going to just fold that like that, and then I'm going to take my bone folder and crease it so that we get a good fold. And we're going to use tear tape. If I can find the end, there we go. We're going to use tear tape first on this side. And that just makes sure that we have a good firm hold. And then we're going, oh, you know what? yeah, need to make sure which, well, it doesn't matter because you can always change the inside of the box. And then we're going to crease that down and find out where, so we're going to put some tear tape on this end. And there's a good overlap on this, and that's okay. I picked it up from the whole tape. Let's see if, I use my tweezers a lot. You should be able to use your take your pick tool with this. And then just make sure that your edges line up. And that is the start of the box. And there's no direction really to this paper other than the downward, but I really couldn't see a direction to it. So the next thing we're going to do is stamp our sentiment. And what did I do with my stamp? Oh, there it is. I forgot to show you the paper. I'll show you it after. All right, so we're going to use Wishing Very Best. So wishing you the very best. And that is, oh. Okay, I have my project sitting on top of my paper. Ah! On top of my blocks. All right, so let's get our piercing pad down here, and we're going to use we're going to use Real Red and the Granny Apple Green. And I did want to put some leaves on this. And I think what I'm going to do is just use, see, I didn't plan this out, you can tell. I think I'm just going to use the detailed leaves. And going to stamp that on there. And then in Cherry Cobbler, stamp the berry blessings right over it. Wishing you berry blessings. It's a little crooked, but oh well. All right, I do want to clean off my stamp really quick because I don't want it to turn red, and I need my other cleaner. We used to sell this stamping cleaning pad. I'm not sure why they decided against it, but it really helps to make sure that the red doesn't really stick to your there we go. All right, so now what we're going to do is close up all the ink pads. All right, and we're going to use the Everyday Label Punch and punch out our saying. And see, here's where we can make it straight. Oh, and we're going to punch one out of Real Red. And we're going to use that as a background for our label. And this is super, super simple. Now you could tie, and I didn't get any, you could tie some ribbon around it. Oh my goodness, I didn't do that right. There we go. You could tie some ribbon around this box, but I think with just the label that it's actually going to be fine. And there you have the label, and we'll use some dimensionals. And I use a lot of dimensionals. I want it to make sure it sticks. So you can whip out a bunch of these boxes in no time at all. And you can do it this way or this way. I think I'm going to do it this way. Well, it's a little crooked. There we go. So if you just maybe wrap some ribbon around it, maybe to dress it up a little bit. I think what I want to do is put some rhinestones on it. I think a couple of rhinestones would be just perfect. Right there where the blueberry's supposed to go, you could actually use your Pacific Point blend. Sorry. Again, my brain is not focusing. You could use your Pacific Point blends and color them blue. And that way they match the blueberries part. But that's the box. And there you have it. So you can put lovely stuff in it. All right, we'll put that over there. And next up, let's go ahead and put this back. I am going to just take this plastic part off and put it in the case because it is a pain to mess with while we are working. And it stuck to me while we are working. Okay, so let's go ahead, and the next item on our project list is a Pacific Point card base. And I have all my, and we're using Balmy Blue and Pacific Point. And this piece goes inside. So we're going to go ahead and stick that in first. And if you don't do this just right with your Stampin' Seal, you have to play with it. All right, so I'm using 3 sides to make sure I'm getting it in the right spot. And I'm not going to fold it just yet. All right, what I want to do is I'm going to attach the blueberries because I like them. And they actually go that way to the balmy blue. Again, I will have all the measurements, but if you're interested, the balmy blue is 2 by 5 1/4, and the DSP is 1 7/8 by 5 1/8, because I like tiny little borders. Tiny little borders. And we're gonna use a lot of glue there. All right, so I'm gonna actually move this over just a bit and have the same portion up in the top. And then we're going to stamp our sentiment. And it is the "You always have a way of making my day." And we're doing that in Pacific Point. And we're going to do it on this because we are going to use a stitch circle. Oh, where's my piercing pad? Otherwise I won't get a good... I give it just a few seconds for it to let me see. I can zoom in a little bit more. There you go. All right. And on this one, we're gonna stamp some blueberries and some leaves. Oh, what did I do with it? Oh, it's right here. I'm so crazy. All right, so we're going to go back to the leaves and stamping that in full strength. And then, oh, I used to have, well, we'll use this. And we will stamp the shadow part, because you don't have to color these in. We'll stamp this and we'll be stamping off. And fill it in. And there you have, so you don't have to do a whole lot with your I keep pulling that over here because I'm looking for my blueberries. And we're going to use the blueberries. And this is the outline. And we're going to put that on there. And then we're going to use the filler, and we're going to do that in a stamp off. Sorry if my head's in the way. And there you have. All right, and our sentiment is, where did it go? Oh, there it is. And actually, we're going to use the everyday label punch to punch this out. And we're going to use the circle punch, or the circle right there. All right, so let me bring my embossing buddy up, or my Big Shot. And actually, I'm going to turn it so that it's easier. And normally I just do this off camera, but I thought maybe you would like to see how it's placed. And of course, I'm using a very old plate. But there you go. And my everyday label punch. Making sure everything is straight. And we're going to do the same thing here. Only instead of doing it lengthwise, we're going to do it this way. So let's go ahead and get some glue on the subject. And this way we get the pretty on the outer edges. And we will use dimensionals again, because we love dimensionals. Dimensionals on every card. Oh my goodness. They're sticking to me. All right. So we're going to use, I'm sorry, we're going to actually use, let's see. Want that like that. And like I said, they're sticking to me. And we're going to put that there. And I had, where did it go? Oh, there they are. Holiday Rhinestone Basics. Because they've got blue. And so we'll put a few of these. Just because they are so beautiful. These are in the annual catalog. And I wanted to stamp some berries in the inside. So we're going to do that. And I really need to make sure that I have my and we're just going to use the outline. We're not going to And then you can put whatever sentiment you want inside. And that is card number 1. And then we just there you go. All right, card number 1, and then card number 2 is right here, and I have my instructions. Okay, and we are using Calypso Coral and Flirty Flamingo. All right, and I've got a messy desk. All right, let me find, I need to clean up a couple things so that I can use the right berries. We're going to use the raspberries. And they have a filler as well. And they also have a little topper which we will use the Granny Apple Green and the raspberries, and our saying for this one is bountiful blessings. Wrong one. So you can see you can use all of your stamps on just 2 cards. All right, so we're going to stamp Bountiful Blessings in our Flirty Flamingo. And we're going to do it right dead center. Well, hopefully dead center. All right. And because this is a reddish, I'm using my cleaner right away. And that just cleans it off so that there's not a whole lot of red that stays. All right, so the raspberries are going to be full strength, and I probably should have made a mask. Let me see. Yeah, let me make a quick mask out of this. We'll just cut around it real quick. And it doesn't have to be perfect. But you should cut around the side that you're going to use. All right. And you should always leave a little bit showing so that you have your, so that it doesn't leave a line. All right, and we will stamp off, if I can find my Well, you know what? We'll just use this. I just love how that does. Oh my goodness. Got to make sure I get it in the right direction. And that one is in the forefront, and it shouldn't be, but it is in the background, so it should have a little shadow to it. All right, so we are going to go back to our Granny Apple Green. There we go. And give at least one of these a topper. And there you go. All right, so now we're going to go ahead and run this through our Big Shot. There we go. Nice and placed. Run it through. It's going to make lots of noise because it is not on the diagonal as it should be when it goes through. But that's okay. And we'll put that away. All right. So now we're going to do our card, and our card is going to be a flip card. So let's go ahead and attach our designer paper. It's going to be a corner flip card. You're going to love this. It's very easy to do. You attach your designer paper and you grab your trimmer. Now, if you are unsure as to how far you are as far as cutting, you can use a 3x3 sticky note, because you're going to cut from here to 5/8 and from here to 5/8, and this is your 3-inch starting point. So 3 inches, excuse my head, and we're going to go up to 5/8. And then we'll put this side at the 3-inch mark. Well, we'll line it up. And we're going to go to 5/8, which on this would be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So it's going to be 4 7/8. Okay, and that's all you really need for your trimmer. We don't need that anymore. Now, I evidently didn't get it clipped all the way on this one, so I'm gonna bring it back. Wow, it didn't even go through. I didn't push very hard. And I'm just lining it up and pushing down a little harder. Okay, there we go. So you definitely have to push a little harder. And what you're going to do is flip your card. And you want to make sure that when you flip it, that it goes so that your it's a little tricky, so that your edge is lined up on the side there. And I may not have gone far enough, but we will make do. And what we're going to do is go ahead and just put a little bit of seal so that it keeps that down. And here are my pieces parts. So we're going to go ahead and again, I'm only 1/8 around. I hope I'm still in camera. And then this will go on with dimensionals. And one in the middle. All right. Bountiful blessings. And again, I'm at like 1/8 inch all the way around. Okay. And then we'll give it a good crease. And where did my rhinestones go? There they are. Give me 1 second. I'm going to get a Calypso Coral blend. There we go. I'm going to use the dark blend and color 3 of these. And well, let's see if I can get it to actually go down properly. And there you have your flip card. And see, nice and pretty on the inside, oh, as well as on the outside. And then you can just write on this, or you can put a white sheet in there. Remember, if you use this host code, you will get some bling from me, as well as if you spend $50, you will also get to have your choice of Sale-A-Bration items. All right, so let's start. On the back of this particular paper is lots of leaves. I'm not sure if these are raindrops or if they are, let's see. Woo! Lots of leaves. And then the raspberries. And then I think these are the seeds from the strawberries. So you get 2 sheets of each. And then these are raspberries, or no, these are blackberries. So it's Blackberry Bliss. Pretty cool. And then this is the back side of the blueberries. Very cool. And then this has strawberries and flowers. So these flowers coincide with the other strawberry. Oh my God, sweet, so sweet. Bundle. And very cool background here, almost like a gingham. And then you have, well, the back of the one that we chose is also a gingham type. So these are the 3 papers that I chose to use. And let's go ahead and put that aside. And let's see. Oh, hi, Cindy. Sorry, I didn't see you there. Let's see. So we've got 2 cards and a box. Let's see if I can get this all in. I'm trying to get you a little closer. I guess I can't really. There we go. Now we've got everything in place. All right, so 2 cards and a box, and I think you will really enjoy this project. I will have it all listed on my blog, and let's see if I can. There we go. We're going to go away. So I'm hoping that you have a wonderful day and that this wasn't too long of a video. Hopefully everybody has a wonderful day and you go out and keep on crafting. Thank you for joining me. You have a great afternoon.